Hello, and welcome to a new episode with your host, Vinney Chopra. I'm so excited to have you here as we dive deep into the world of real estate investing, syndications, abundance mindset, and building generational wealth. We are excited to be in the top 1.5% of the real estate podcasts. Got number 11 actually out of top 50 real estate syndication podcasts. Thanks to you. Each episode, we bring powerful insights, expert guests, and actionable strategies to help you take your investing game to the next level. Whether you are a seasoned investor or just getting started, if you love what you hear, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media so that we can never miss an episode. Your support helps us continue sharing valuable content with more people like you. Now let's jump into today's episode. Thank you. Hi there guys, Vinney Chopra here. Really excited to have this great episode with brother Israel Duran is in the house. He's a coach. He's a personality. He's got such large population in his private group, almost quarter of a million, half a million actually, subscribers. And he's with the impact, inspire, and influence. I love your background right there, Israel. So we were just reminiscing and talking how to inspire entrepreneurs. See, every single one who's following me, you guys made my podcast number 11 in the whole country in real estate. I appreciate that. Syndication. And then another posting just came out, number 4, after Rod Cleef and others. So thank you so much. It's really, I'm overwhelmed. But let's talk about today. Brother Israel, welcome to the show. You have done so well. Please give a little bit background and then let's dig into your superpowers.
First off, I want to just say thank you for having me on because Mr. Smiles is not just a name, it's a brand, and you are sure of that joy. So I know it's going to be a great interview, great conversation, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm just a simple guy that came from zero, and through God's grace, He allowed me to go through some things, some pain, to understand and learn some things, some laws, some principles to help me and my family get out of poverty. And now I help teach others how to do the same. And I teach them how to do it through what we call the service of speaking and wealth building and growth. So excited to have a conversation here that bless the people.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I'm so glad. I know everybody, you're going to be intrigued too, because I really believe every single person is the CEO of their life, their relationships, their business, their family. We have so many roles. And we need to be perfect inside to give it outside. We have to have the right mindset. We need to be adhering to the laws. And brother Israel said there are 64 laws, and I'm so excited so that he could expand on them and give us those nuggets, because a lot of us know those laws, but we don't believe in them. And that's the fallacy I find. I wrote that book on Positivity Brings Profitability. We were talking about that, you and I. And the key thing is we've got to adjust our mind for productivity, for really enjoying our life to the fullest, happiness, joy. Because if we are happy and joy inside, we'll give it outside. So please take it away, Brother Israel. Yeah.
That's it, brother. Everything starts from within. And when I was a child, I want to just really quick, please share about a little bit about background.
Please.
When I was a child, I had an experience actually when, this is back in 1993. My dad's name is Domingo Duran. And one day my dad was having a bunch of chest pains on his left side. And my mom told him to go to the ER to check himself out because my mother was a doctor in Dominican Republic before she immigrated over. Yeah. She wasn't able to transfer the license here, Vinney, because of the English barrier. She didn't speak English well.
Yes.
But she knew that, like, when you have these chest pains, you got to go check yourself out. So my dad went to the ER. He waited about 3.5 hours at the ER. And for whatever reason, unfortunately, they didn't attend him because they had other emergencies more important than him or what he was going through. So my dad went back home, Vinney, and my dad had what we call, the medical community call STEMI. He had a massive heart attack and he died alone. And my mom found him in that condition. And it's a very traumatic experience for my mom. She doesn't bring it up much. I don't bring it up. I don't ask her about it much. But Israel
Totally.
David Duran, I was only about 3 months when my dad passed. And Vinny, I got
Wow.
to tell you that it was probably the hardest thing I had to go through, but it's one of the things that I, at the same time, acknowledge as being something that helped shape me into the man I am today. And
Wow.
with that being said, the first law I want to just throw on the table is what you don't have as a child, you typically value as an adult. And there was 4 specific things that I didn't have as a child because of the void of my dad that I saw in all the wrong places, made all the wrong mistakes until I finally got clarity on those 4 things that really helped me with my total mindset, that helped me see the manifestation of growth, purpose, impact, service, and the above.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. So sorry about your dad passing away with a heart attack, like you said, and alone. Wow. I think it's so important that as I'm getting younger, I always say, I never get older. Every birthday, I say, I'm 1 year younger, God. I'm 1 year younger. And mind, what should feed your mind? I'm 72. I'll be 73 in August,
Wow.
73. And I believe people tell me, Vinny, you behave like not 72, 27.
That's it. Come on now.
Enthusiasm and getting up in the morning and you're just alive and well. You're not dead. I tell somebody was interviewing last week about smiling. I said, a lot of us get up in the morning. We're dreading the morning. And every day is a gift, God-given gift. We need to gift as present metaphorically. Open the present, take out the ribbon and the bow and everything. Enjoy that gift of life. Every morning when we get up, we have gift of life of living. Let's make the best. So please take it. Give us some principles, maybe top 5 or 7 principles. You mentioned you love the number 7.
Yeah, like for me, the number 7, by the way, this I talk about this in my TEDx talk. I won't go too deep on it because of time's sake, but they can watch my TEDx
Yeah.
talk. And I talk about how I
Yeah.
also died at the age of 7. I had an NDE at the age of 7, and my mom would have repeated this cycle, but God in His grace sent somebody to pull me out the water. I personally believe it wasn't a man because when I turned around to see who it was, the guy disappeared, no one to be found. And that was a moment that marked my life. But growing up, I had 4 specific voids that I would definitely want to bring up because these voids, when pertaining to investing in real estate or syndication and what you do, Vinny, and you've done an incredible job. I mean, you went from $7 to 800 million plus in real estate, over 220 million
Thank,
raised. It's been
thank
an
you.
incredible thing. And you're an inspiration for many of us. Thank you for everything that
Thank,
you're doing. And no,
thank
for
you.
me, it's one of the things that paralyzed me was what I didn't have as a child. And that was number 1, a lack of identity. I didn't
Yes.
have identity.
Yes.
And Vinny, you know this. If you don't have identity, you're not going to have clarity on your purpose because
Well,
identity always precedes purpose. So
yes.
those 2 things are what I was really looking for my dad and trying to get that from my dad. And I didn't have that. So again, I made all the wrong
Yeah.
mistakes and I was confused as a child and I was very insecure. I didn't have hope. I didn't have inspiration to actually take action. And then number
Mhm.
3, Vinny, what I was missing was I wanted clarity on my vision,
Yes.
but I also wanted my voice. Because I teach people, I'm like, you get your vision from the voids that you see in the world, but you get your
Yeah.
voice from your vision. Void, vision,
So true.
voice. And
Yep.
I wanted those things and I wasn't able to get them from my dad. And then number 4, I wanted a plan. I wanted a custom plan. So growing up, I made a lot of mistakes. But it wasn't until I understood this one law that allowed for me to finally put the past in the past and for me to start taking action to believe more so I can do more to then have more. And I would
Yeah.
love to start with that law, Vinny.
Sure, please do. This is so good. And everybody listening to us or watching us, every facet of life. I was just saying in my abundance show this morning, which goes live at 9 a.m. Pacific, life is not straight line. It's never a straight line. So we have to be always thinking so many different adversities and pleasures and everything is going to be coming in our way. But how do we react to it is so important. So please take us to that law. Yes.
100%. Mindset is key. What I found though is sometimes people are not even ready for a mindset shift, Vinny, because of the past, and
Yeah.
there's a law called the principle of conditions. And there's this quick story about it. I'm just going to tell a quick story about it.
Please.
So one day there was this fish, and it was very excited, and it was very eager to eat because it hadn't eaten in a long time. And it was swimming in a certain part of the ocean. And then all of a sudden, it sees a shrimp in front of it. So it's, oh, wow, this shrimp is nice. It looks good. He's scanning around. The little fish is scanning around to make sure that there's no predators, and there's nothing else around. And he's, okay, cool, close, it's clear. And then he goes to make his move, Vinney. And when he goes in to make his move to gather the shrimp, out of nowhere, this bigger fish comes. Not a shark, but it's a bigger fish, probably 4 or 5 times the size of this fish. And it comes, and as it comes, Vinney, it goes and it takes the shrimp. So it steals the shrimp that this fish had its sight. And at the same time, unfortunately, the fish that was trying to get the shrimp gets injured because the bigger fish hits it and it scars it, and it's like bleeding and it's injured now. And now this little fish he's hurt. He has a lot of pain. He's now terrified of these bigger fish. He doesn't want to go back to this part of the ocean. So he like swims away, so far away, Vinney, from this area where the problem happened, the trauma happened. And he goes as far as he can away from where the trauma happened. And now he's really hungry, Vinney. Like he's really hungry. Like this fish is, oh my goodness. Like I gotta go get some food because I'm about to start. And it gives him some time, Vinney, because he does heal up a little bit because he literally swims to a whole other part of the ocean. And it's like history repeats itself. He sees a similar shrimp. Now he's really hungry. And he does the same thing. He looks at it. He's, okay, cool, I'm hungry. I really got to eat this. And he looks around. He makes sure to see that there's no predators around.
Nobody.
And there's no predators around. And Vinney, he goes to make a move to try to go capture the shrimp. And when he goes to get it, right when he's about to eat it, he makes a decision to swim away. Now, there's no new predators. There's no other predators. There's nothing else there. He makes a decision to move away and to swim away. And he's still hungry. Now, for those of us that are listening, what does this story have to do? I have worked with thousands of entrepreneurs, leaders, CEOs, and I'm not saying thousands to like exact, you could check it out. There's always a common denominator, Vinney, that I found that's held people back. And it's typically their mindset because of past conditions and circumstances. And I teach people, I'm like, look, just because you went through something that's painful, you got burned, you had a past relationship, doesn't mean that you can't swim again and try to capture what's yours. And what I found, Vinney, is that in order for people to take action in investing in themselves and being able to acquire and take more risk and calculated risk, is that we first need to unlock hope. We have to hope, not just faith. We'll talk about faith a lot. Faith is important. Faith is a big thing in my life. But faith doesn't have anything to anchor itself into if there's no hope. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So I really just want to inspire someone today, and just to let you know, look, if you threw the net before, you didn't catch any fish, throw the net again. If you had a bad experience and it was like, you really got hurt, dealing with trauma, it's like you just ran away from it, I want to encourage you to face it again. Because you can get anything out of life as long as you're willing to become the thing. We don't get out of life what we desire, Vinney, and this is what you teach. No, we get out of life with what we become.
Hi friends, this is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey Vinney, what are these over here? You know, I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children, and the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital if you can't afford it. But I would highly recommend for you to get these, or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education. Many times we want new things to happen to us, better things happen to us, but we are locked and submerged in the anxiety and stress and feeling bad why things happened, which we cannot change, by the way, but we stay in that past tense so much that it affects our present. I would love to share with you on my desk, actually. I just thought about it. This one, I keep it always. And I say that to my students, my investors. That's the future. This is the present right there. And this is the past. So the time is flowing through this every moment. Nobody can hold the time away and say, oh, please stop. I'm going to get better and this and that. No, time goes by, but the more time we spend in the past, the lesser productivity we are. Our mind is actually, past is ashes. I always say that, right? Ashes. If we say metaphorically, just say that, Israel, I'm sure you probably will say, who would take the ashes, put them in their hands, and then put them all around you? No, you don't want to. Or your clothes and everything and all. So metaphorically, if people can really take that, past is gone and you cannot change, don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel stressed about it. Because even 30 seconds or even 1 second back, what happened, you and I cannot alter it. Nobody can alter it. So why to worry about 10 years back or 5 years back or 2 days back? Whatever happened in our life, it's past, it's ashes. Learn from it, the mistakes if we made, but don't smother ashes all around you.
That's it. I love it, Vinney, because most people, when you look, and I did a scientific study on this, most people spend 40% of their time thinking about the past. What they do is they portray the past into the future, and then they repeat the past. And you hit it right on the nail. And I love the analogy with the sand scope there. Most people, they don't, subconsciously sometimes too, Vinney. It happens subconsciously.
Yes.
Like sometimes people do things without, they don't even know why they're doing it. So that's why there's some deep work that needs to happen. Because I'm passionate about, Vinney, about helping people make a lot of money, but also keeping it. And the challenge is if you don't deal with the subconscious, the mindset, the beliefs, internal beliefs, like you're saying, if you don't deal with, if you don't resolve them, they're going to come back later to harm. And I love teaching about the principle of conditions because it gives people hope again. And one of the keys in hope, by the way, precedes action. Hope is the number one key that will always come before action. If someone doesn't have hope, they won't take action. Won't happen.
So true.
So one of the ways to renew hope, if you have gone through a bad experience, trauma, is being able to see other people that are less than you do it. Because when you see someone else invest that's not as smart as you, I know people won't want to admit it, but deep down inside, they're like, this person is not smarter than me, but they're investing. It's not about smarts. It's not about how much knowledge you have. Knowledge is important, but that's not what makes the difference. The difference is those that actually believe to do to then have, those that actually take action. The difference between them and you listening is just that they just take action, right? Because they have the hope. They believe that they can, therefore they do. I learned this from Earl Nightingale. He used to teach this a lot.
Totally, yes.
He used to say, before you can, you first have to believe that you can.
Believe it.
And I'm just here looking to
So,
encourage somebody, Vinney. You can get back up, face it. Let's do it.
yes,
Now's the time.
I totally agree with what you're saying. Norbert Winston Peale, Dale Carnegie, you just mentioned all these. Jim Rohn comes to my mind. Zig Ziglar comes to my mind. Of course, Tony Robbins. Look at that. He was 17 years of age when he was in Jim Rohn's class. And the thing is, if we can conquer our mind and thoughts, mind bring thoughts and thoughts bring action, and that actions make us habits, right? So the key thing, what you're just saying is so right. Conditions, the law of conditions is so important for us to observe and be reflective of it, that the sooner you forget, learn from the past, learn from whatever happened in our life, but live today. Don't spend 40% of the time today talking about the past. Then you are cutting your arms by almost 40%. Instead of 100%, you have only 60% to get your job done, because and what you also mentioned was law of attraction or law of thinking, law of manifestation, which is the more you think of something, you'll get more of that thing. So if you think of the negatives and the bad feelings and money lost or business not doing right or bad relationships, more and more you think 40%, it's not 50-50, it's 60-40. 40% if you think about all those negatives, probably you're going to get more of it. So that's why it's so important that we concentrate, reduce that 40 to maybe 20 or 10 and put 70 to 80 on this side. Please go. Yeah.
High performers, even if you could get it down to 30%, that's a high performer. Somebody that's very well, 20%. If you're at like 15 to 10%, you're like ahead of most 95, 98, 90. Now, if you're like at zero, which, I believe can happen through relationship with God, through forgiveness, through Christ.
Yeah.
Now you're like optimizing your life at the highest level, right? Because you renew your mind. And what I would say, Vinney, because I know this is a show on investing, and I know this is a different angle we're taking here, but I believe it's important because every successful millionaire or billionaire or even 8-figure earner that I've met, they all have this one thing in common. We all had to unlock the mindset first before we actually saw the manifestation. Every single one of them. So we had to get there in our mind first to believe, then we saw. So again, I found that teaching the law of conditions, and the second law that I would love to teach, the law of iterations, the principle of iterations, to give people a perspective of how this works. Because one of my favorite books is, I'm going to pull it out here now. Don't laugh at me, Vinney. Don't laugh at me.
No.
This one right here.
Oh, I love it. The tortoise and the hare.
Tortoise and the hare. Like, there's this thing that we do, and I'm sure you do the same, because I know you're about this for sure. I know you have many students that you've helped become millionaires. And one of the things that I always tell people, I'm like, look, believe that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So we have this thing called an inheritance plan. It's one of the first things that we do for anybody that we connect with. And we sit down and we walk through how to actually build inheritance, like generational wealth, so they can leave an inheritance for them, their children, and their children's children. And it's very hard to do it without a plan. We create a plan, but we don't create a Hare type of a plan. Like, everybody that's trying to create a Hare type of a plan, and I'll say this too. People always say this, Vinney. They're like, it's those get rich quick schemes. Here's the reality. There's only one way to get rich, and that's getting rich quick. We don't have 1,002 years to get rich quick. Vinney, you don't have 200 years to get rich. You got to do it in integrity. I believe, Vinney, and I'm curious to see what you think. I believe you can get to inheritance wealth in under 5 years. In under 10 for sure, but in 5 years, if you do the right moves, like the tortoise, you can build something that can be a generational machine. But you got to have the right mentors, you got to have the right education. But the law of iterations teaches us, Vinney, that there's a certain mindset that we need to have before we start to make sure that we reach our goals. Because I see a lot of people, and you see this a lot, Vinney, too, that they're like, yeah, I want to get into real estate investment, or hey, I want to grow my business, or hey, I want to launch this. But they start with the wrong mindset and they end up sabotaging themselves, and they never accomplish the goal because they didn't start with the right mindset, the right engine.
You got it. You got it, Pranav. Oh my gosh. Why so many entrepreneurs are unsuccessful or the companies fail, let's say that way, is that the mindset they want to do everything, but they don't believe it. They sabotage is the right word you just used. They sabotage their own action. And maybe then the actions really don't bring the results they want because of the not right mindset. And that goes in a spiral down. And then in any kind of business or entrepreneur like that, if the business is stagnant or going down, earnings go down, everything, it all affects everybody around us. So the biggest thing, what you just mentioned is so true. Mindset. We got to get our mind right to accomplish as a business owner, to achieve the right vision. You mentioned that vision is bringing purpose, and that will be communicated to your organization then. And they will pick it up with your vision, with your excitement, with your enthusiasm, all those things. They will catch it. They catch the vision quicker, and with good partnership and having a bonus structure and everything, which I believe in, that way they will bring about the changes in the business and in your life, which will take you to the next level. So I think it's a circle, but it has to be really right here. Zig
100%.
Ziglar, I remember Mr. Ziglar used to say, stinking thinking from the neck up. He says, you know what? We spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. We go for fine dinings and all that. So we spend hundreds and maybe $500 on a dinner or something with drinks. And when we drink and eat, it goes for the body and underneath. But what do we give above the neck? I still remember his words. It's called, what do you feed your mind? How many mentors you got? How many masterminds you join? Oh, how are you feeding? Not the stomach, but what are you spending money yearly to feed your mind?
That's it.
So that mind is going to bring you success.
Yes, because success leaves clues, Vinney. And when you come on a show like this and you listen and you hear Vinney, you hear guests, you hear the wisdom, the knowledge, the laws that work for anyone. Doesn't matter if you're tall, if you're small, if you're old, if you're young, if you're a female, male, if you're somebody that is overseas, over here. The principles work. Like the law of gravity. If I were to say, you know what, I'm gonna take my impact water bottle here and I'm gonna drop it. But you know what? I'm afraid, Vinney, that it's gonna go to the sky. That would be pretty crazy to believe that. It's gonna drop every single time because of the law of gravity, right? So it's, when we really hone in and we learn the laws that govern success, it will work for you. But you gotta play this game. You gotta play the game of the tortoise. You can't be the hare. The hare doesn't win, right? The hare is selfish. The tortoise is thinking about generations, families, love, service, impact, right? This is what we need to focus on. With the law of iterations, let me just share a quick story of what I call, when I was young, I used to play with a lot of cars, like Hot Wheels, right? And what was funny, Vinney, is typically we would have like this race where we would go from like point A to point B. And we would like, it would be a pretty long line. And we would grab like the little Hot Wheels car and then we would try to push it. And you know what's funny is we never hit our goal on the first try. We never hit our goal on the second, third, fourth, fifth. It would just be a trial and error. But what would happen is when we would try to push that car to the B line, sometimes the car would go off to the left. So we were like, okay, we got a little bit close. Let's try something again. Move this, or let's do it again. And then we get there a little closer, right, on the second try. And then we would take it again. We're like, okay, let's do it again. And then, okay, let's try this. We would do something that we switched or we added, but then we would move it and then it would go really off of the track. And we were like, okay, we're never going to do that again. We take it again. Now we have the fourth iteration, right? And then typically on the fourth iteration, we get closer. And then we're like, okay, that worked. Let's try something else. And then we're on the fifth iteration. And typically on the fifth, sixth, or seventh, going back to the number 7 again, typically that's when we actually hit our goal. But here's what I found is if you don't have the mindset to persevere, to push through the iterations, you won't hit your goals. You'll give up too early and you'll throw in the towel. Another quick story on history. There was a gentleman back in California, and I believe that you're in California, correct?
Yeah, San Francisco, nearby San Francisco. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
beautiful area of San Francisco. There was a gentleman back in the day in the gold area or the gold area where he spent a lot of money, Vinny. He spent a lot of money on
Mhm.
equipment, time away from his family, sacrifice to try to go find gold. And it says that he was
Mhm.
digging until one day he got fed up and he just got
Ah,
frustrated, Vinny. He said, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going back home. I'm selling everything I had. This is not working. This is all a lie. There's no gold here. The gold rush, right? So he literally
yeah.
goes and finds a random guy that's like walking there that actually just showed up because he heard about the opportunity. So this guy shows
Yes.
up and the guy that's angry, he's like, dude, you want to buy my equipment? I'm done with this. He's, yeah, I'll buy your equipment on one occasion. On one occasion. And he said, yeah, whatever. What's the occasion? He's like, just let me know where you stop digging. And he's, yeah,
Ah,
I'll draw a map for you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's nothing else out there anyways. So he goes and sells the equipment, Vinny. The guy buys the equipment. The angry guy goes back home. Now, this new guy, he comes in with a fresh perspective, with perseverance.
yeah.
The story says that he dug for 3 feet. 3 feet.
Just the feet.
This guy hits
The
this
gold.
gold that they say that they found. Fast forward, the angry
Wow.
guy's back home, watching the newspaper, and he realizes that where the guy found the gold was where he left off digging. And he was like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
The
Yes.
law of iterations. We gotta understand that we're not gonna hit our goal on the first time, not even the second, third, fourth, fifth. Typically, it's gonna take a few because we're gonna learn, adjust, get better, so you can instill hope and you can go forward.
I love it. I totally love it. This is so amazing. And I would love to have you back again. And we cover maybe 3, 4 more principles. This is dynamite. I think the biggest thing is I find entrepreneurs, investors, everybody, they want to grow their businesses. Mindsetting is so important. And the laws, the principles are so important that we adhere to them, we do them, they become habit. Once they become habit, success flows. We reach the higher peaks and everything. Thank you so much for coming on this show. I know it's been people like short span, but love to have you back. And then you will be talking also about the deals that got the deal structure and everything. So how can people reach you? Yeah.
Yeah, Vinny, you know what? I want to be able to, for those of us listening, I want to be able to give a gift. There's a gift that I have that I
Sure.
typically, I teach about 3 or 4 other laws in the gift. It's something we typically charge
Yes.
for, but I'm not going to charge anyone anything for this. But they have to
Sure.
email me or message me a specific code word. And here's where they can
Okay.
find it. If they go to israelduran.com and they find my
Mhm.
Instagram account, when you find my
Okay.
Instagram account, you just direct message me the word blueprint, and my team will go ahead and
Blueprint.
send you out. Yep, blueprint, all one word. My team, it will bypass the paywall, and my team will send you what we call our online business blueprint that has literally another 4 or 5 laws that we teach on how to grow your business
Yes.
online and how to get ready for more. Like, one of the things I did not teach on today is the law of the leak, which you'll learn about, but we got to get ready for more. Before we can capture more, we have to increase our capacity to steward more.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. What an episode. What great gold nuggets you provide is. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure. Hey guys, everybody, if you like this episode, please share and give us 5-star reviews on iTunes. That really helps a lot, or Stitcher. That way we can even bring better, bigger guests and all the information that we bring to you. Thank you so much, Duran. Thank you so much, Israel. I appreciate you, brother. Dear friends, this is Vinney Smile Chopra. I am so glad you're listening to the episode. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. Please share it with others who can really benefit also. Can I ask you a favor? Just a small favor. Less than a minute, if you could give 5-star reviews on iTunes or Stitcher, that'll go a long way. We are one of the top podcasts in real estate now in the nation, but it will really help a lot if you gave 5-star reviews, and we'll bring a lot more great content for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, and see you in the next episode. God bless you. Bye-bye. Wow, what an incredible conversation today. I hope you got tons of value from this episode. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media to stay updated on all the things real estate, investing, abundance mindset, and wealth creation. if you're an accredited investor looking for exclusive investment opportunities, be sure to join our elite Monil Investors Club at vinnychopra.com/invest, where we share details of our future projects. Quick disclaimer, we are not selling any securities, and this podcast is strictly for educational and information purposes only. The opinions shared by our guests are their own and should not be considered financial or investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a financial professional before making any investment decisions. Thank you again for tuning in. Until next time, keep smiling, keep investing, and keep making a massive impact. God bless you.
Be sure to listen to Mr. Smiles next week with more golden nuggets and top-notch coaching tips. You can reach him by going to vinnychopra.com. Be sure to like, comment, and share to show everyone how Mr. Smiles has brought your apartment syndication business to the next level.